Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, happy Monday. I want to let you know that next Monday I will be, hold on, I will be launching an 8-week journaling experience. And I want to just tell you about how profound journaling has been for me, but also for others. And let me tell you why. What happens is, well, let me tell you a little bit about my personal experience. I used to lead organizations that worked with families and children whose circumstances pose a significant risk to their child's growth, learning, and development. So, folks who were struggling with addiction, folks who were experiencing houselessness, um, folks who just had some mental health challenges and all of the above, right? Lots of difficult experiences. And so I was an administrator of programs, and I would interview folks to hire because we needed good people to be able to do this very, very difficult work. And so what I learned in my experience of interviewing folks is that whenever we ask a question, the first response is what I call the textbook answer. That's the answer that they believe that I want to hear, right? That's the right answer. And I really want to know who they are as individuals. I want to know if it's a good fit. I want to know if we have these core belief systems about people, about, how we show up for others, how we celebrate each other. Like that's what I want to get to. Okay. And so I might ask a question like, tell me what you believe the most significant parts of this position is, or your roles and responsibility. What do you think is the most important part of your job? And so they give me the textbook answer. And so I would catch on to something that maybe they shared, and then I would go, tell me more about that. I'm interested in knowing more about what you just said. Or how did you come to believe that? Like where did that story begin? And so what happens as they start to just open up a little bit, because I'm really truly interested in getting to know who they are as individuals, what happens is then they release the right answer, right? And they start to really share who they are. And that's kind of what happens with storytelling. See, the ego is prepared to push back. And ego is edging God out. That's the part of us that believes that we are separate from consciousness. And so this separation is the individuality, the persona that we have attached ourselves to. And so what happens is we have all of these life experiences, we have our cultural beliefs, we have our core values, we have all of the things that make up who we are as an individual. All of our identities come into play, right? And so the ego, this part of what I call our intellectual self, knows all of that information, has that sort of ready, and is looking for, in a continual state, looking for, does this align with my beliefs? This is confirmation bias. Does this align with my beliefs? Do I need to get a little defensive here because this goes against my beliefs? And so you're in a constant state of seeking and figuring out, well, first off, am I safe? Do I align with this, or do I not align with this? So when we we tell the story of our experiences, what happens is the ego kind of goes, oh, it's just a story. Don't worry about it. It's just a story. And so it relaxes a little bit. And it goes, okay, like I can deal with the story because I don't need to get defensive. I don't need to push back. And if you notice, if you're an individual who's listening to a story just ready to pounce, this happens a lot online, like when you're watching a video and you're like, okay, I'm imbibing with that, but I'm waiting for you to say something that I'm like, well, that doesn't align with what I believe in. Almost like I said, waiting to pounce. But what happens when we move into this storytelling experience is the ego, our intellectual self. And so for me, the intellectual self is our thinking self. It's the part that has all the answers, who makes connections between X, Y, and Z, who tries to heal through the experience of thinking. That's that thought work alone. That within that system that we have is the ego, which is a very small part, but thinks it's like in charge of everything, right? And so it bypasses that. And it goes, you know what? I'm willing to hear this. That's what happens with journaling. So in the beginning, some folks are like, I don't know what to write. Like, I don't know how to do this. And then what happens as you just allow yourself to freely have the experience of writing whatever comes to mind, you start to release the right thing, the thing that you believe, the thing that you want, the thing that people have said to you, the thing that you have bought into all of your life, how you've defined yourself. And that maybe there could be something much deeper within you. There could be something much more that you hadn't really considered because you've been living a life oftentimes unconsciously. And if you are becoming conscious, consciously aware, you have an opening that really allows for you to explore the depths of who you are. And so I invite you to come join me on my journaling challenge. And all it is on a Monday, I'm going to drop some prompts. I might do a video. I might not, just maybe drop some prompts for you to consider. And and I say write about it, but I want to be super inclusive here. So what I mean by that is pen and paper works. It's a fabulous way. Go buy yourself a great journal, a beautiful journal, one that feels good for you, or use a composition book. It doesn't matter. You can type it, and I'm going to suggest a particular program that's going to kind of force you, an app that will force you to kind of push yourself in writing. So typing works fine. You can even do it on a device like your phone or an iPad or some tablet. You can audio record. It does not have to be typed. So I want to make sure that you know you can use a lot of different ways so that you can capture your experience. Okay, because this is an important part of your journey, right? And it's sort of this unpacking. It's pretty profound. It's pretty profound. Okay, so I invite you. It starts next week, and it's in my Facebook group. Currently in my Facebook group, I may be launching another way to facilitate this process, but if you follow me on my Love Being page and then come into my Facebook group, I will give you that information once I know for sure, but it starts next Monday. Okay, let's go ahead and pull a card. These are my cards, my Love Being cards. Pick card 1, 2, or 3, whatever resonates with you. Okay, and I'm shuffling my cards right now. Should shuffle up here, right? And just if you're new to me, the way that I do this is I basically just move the cards around. No particular reason. I just move them around. I fan them out and I wait for the word stop. There it is. Card number 1. Card number 2. Card number 3. All right. Here we go. Hi, Suzanne. All right. Number 1, expect miracles. Miracles consistently show up in my life. I will tell you that when I first started this journey many moons ago, many moons ago, this was a profound idea because I equated miracles to like biblical miracles, and I didn't understand that miracles happen every single day. They're in the connections that we make, the interactions that we have. They are in the synchronicities that occur. There are miracles that are happening around you, and the beautiful nature of how this works, because there is sort of a way that the system works, is that when you pay attention to the miracles that consistently show up for you, first off, it's believing that it happens for you, because that was pretty profound for me too. Like the idea that miracles happen for me, like really? No, I just get a lot of shit in my face, right? And so it's shifting like what I'm paying attention to, the things that are most important in my life, like shifting to those things and seeing them from the lens of amazingness, of possibility, even through the challenging experiences, go, what is the opportunity that I have right here? Now, I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm not talking about pretending that everything is hunky-dory and happy. That's not what I mean. It's that in every experience that I have, I can choose how I'm going to perceive it. And when I started to pay attention to the miracles, the experiences that did show up that were amazing, and I'm telling you, it's as simple as like, I just had a mango a couple days ago. I hadn't had a mango in a long time because I had been staying away from like fruit with sugar in it, but I'm doing a whole different thing for my body right now. And I had a mango and I hadn't had one in years. And just the experience of having that mango, just that, and the way that I eat it, my friends used to make fun of me. I don't cut it and slice it. Like, I'm like, why is it in jars? I actually peel it and then I like I take whatever's left from the skin and then I bite into it like an apple. And so it's like dripping down my face. And it was just like this glorious experience of just being in it, just loving the experience of eating a mango. And so even that little moment of being appreciative of it, noticing the magical experience that I was having within my body. And so expect miracles. What are the miracles that show up for you day to day? And share them here, or come to my group and you share them there, because that's what the group is for. It's a group to share your experiences. Okay. Number two is grounding. So I make time to connect with Mother Earth. So my cards are really about the experience of healing, the continual state of healing that seems to go on our entire life. All of us are in this continual state of healing. And if you meet people that say, "Oh no, I have no ego. Oh no, I've already healed," it's bullshit. They don't. That's bullshit. Everybody is going through their own experiences. Okay, so ground. Take time to ground yourself. If you're moving and you're just take time to pause, get your feet in the ground, feel your body connected to Mother Earth, ground yourself, bring yourself back into your body, so that, because your body, like we're having a human experience, have the human experience, get connected to physical form. Far too often we run on and in this disconnected state. We run in our head and our intellectual part of ourselves, and we're disconnected from our bodies, and we're disconnected from the energy that Gaia provides for us. Okay, so get grounded. And then number three is intuition. I trust synchronicities. If you chose number three, this I just finished. God, what did I just, I wrote a blog. I wrote a blog entry on intuition. And that's actually, I'm working on a book right now. And that's what my book is about, is intuition. And so it's probably what I'm kind of developing. I'm developing an initial course on forgiveness, but even further, it's going to be about learning to trust our intuition, learning to tap in to the divine wisdom that we all have. We're built in with this divine wisdom. The problem is that we were told from the time that we were little not to trust ourselves, not to trust our ability to know what we need, know what we want. And someone goes, "Oh no, that's not good for you," or, "Oh no, no, you've already eaten. Why are you saying you're hungry? You're not hungry." And we're like, "Okay, I guess I'm not hungry." I guess you're right. So from the time that we were very little, we have been told not to trust our intuitive nature. And so as adults, we just don't know how to do that. We don't even know, like, we have very obvious experiences where, like, we'll be thinking about somebody and then they'll call us out of nowhere, or we'll run into them at, someplace that we're out shopping. And so we'll have those experiences, but there are subtleties. There are subtleties that we completely ignore because we've been so disconnected from that part of ourselves. So if you got intuition, really pay attention. And that means you got to be connected to your body. Our body is kind of like a satellite dish, and it's continually getting and receiving information. And we're also outputting information as well. And our intuition is kind of at the core of this experience. So we have to come from this holistic understanding of how we can tap into our inner knowing, our divine knowing. And that divine knowing is where we are connected to oneness, where we are connected to the consciousness that is, because we are consciousness experiencing itself. That's exactly what we are. And so we have access to that at any time. We just got to get the noise out of the way. That's the trauma, that's the stuff that makes this life a bumpy road. Okay? And it's not that we're trying to smooth out the road completely. We just need to learn how to navigate through it. And what I say, come back to the state of neutrality, come back to that place, because once we know the truth of who we are, we can start to ride the waves and know we can come back to that state of being aware that we are love and that we are happiness at the root of who we are. Okay? So I send you all love, and I hope you have a beautiful week and stay connected.